Hello and welcome to the next in the series of A Series Writer's Musing. Recently someone told me how lucky I was to be able to just sit and write, to be able to simply close off the world and tap into my imagination and create. Oh, if only they knew. I suppose because I've always done it, I haven't really sat and thought about it, but yes, I am lucky. But I still have to find a balance. Writing the last couple of weeks, and thus also podcasts and videos, have had to take a bit of a back seat, a bit of a break. My mind, however, found it really hard for the first few days. But it is spring, and thus, as any woman will probably tell you, and some men I may add, a time for spring cleaning, painting, and planting the garden. I must confess, I was spurred on by someone sending a message and saying they would be dropping in to see me at the end of the month. Panic, as no one has been here or done that for over 5 years. Oh, I still have my regular students to keep going. So, life in the fast lane may not be one of the things I have to contend with, but I still juggle time. However, I also just go with the flow these days, knowing everything will get done. Thank you for being patient. What most people don't know is that I tend to flow with the natural cycles of nature, the world away from the rat race. You may even hear birds in the background. I do apologise, but until I can get some better equipment, these things happen, and I love birds. While sitting with coffee this morning, now that the weather is warmer, that is outside in my very natural garden space, I, as always, had my pen and paper, or one of the 5 notebooks that I'm always using, one for each part of my world, my life. Today, I allowed my mind to leave the painting, the mountains of boxes of no longer needed to fade, and the ideas to come in on how I am going to take my audios and videos forward this spring and summer. The podcasts on Spotify and other platforms I am going to change slightly going forward. Instead of just doing a chapter at a time, I am going to separate them into adventures. This way, some will spill over into 3 or 4 short podcasts, similar to the way I did the Time Lord Gathering 2021 and the Galactic Time Lords. I'm hoping that this way I can sit and record the audios back to back over a weekend and then edit in the day when there is more noise around. This should ensure that there is a good flow of material uploaded and available more regularly. I also now have the next 30 headings and ideas for the character groups that appear in the books. While each has to be written, they are actually all clambering around me to get recognised and spoken about. I can feel the change coming. The atmosphere, if you like, is very distinctively different since the eclipse and is going to really ramp up after the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction as they change signs on the 20th of April 2024. Something to really look forward to. YouTube. Now, that is a bit of a conundrum at the moment, but I will get there, I promise. Again, it is down to getting more regular things up, and I know that. But what audience? I think I will throw that out to the universe and simply follow their guidance. I do, however, feel a change there is needed. Instead of trying to recreate and create videos telling the story, which takes hours, I may just use the shorter character introductions and look at the underbelly of the story. I know that many run for the hills if the more subtle thought strain is introduced into their science fiction. So it may be time to separate these out, so those who wish to ask questions and get answers on the more metaphysical, spiritual side can. Yes, Q&As as well is running through my mind. In fact, it's an idea that has been blasted there in the last half hour or so. As to the books, Amazon has got itself sorted out with Alphatondic, the virus, and Cosmic Porn. But you won't find any reviews up yet. I know. Everybody says, get your family and friends to put up reviews. No one buys unless you have reviews. Well, that is a little bit difficult when there is no one you can ask. So, they will find their place when they do, and I have logged them with readers' favourites to get this ball rolling. It will happen. As my publisher holds the reins to the price, and no freebies unless I buy and do that. That will just have to wait for now. I'm in no hurry. I know that they will find that place on somebody's bookshelf when the reader is ready. I know that through Kobo, Rakuten, the e-books, if you ask at a library, can be made available. So that is another option if you don't want to buy yourself, and one I like. As to the fourth book, Lilith's Gift, that will come out at the end of this month in paperback. It is ready. All I have to do is, shall we say, wait until Mercury retrograde is more or less over. The ebook will come out in May. That is a definite as well. Okay, it is time I got down to doing some of this writing. I hope you've enjoyed and will come back. Maybe you could leave a like, maybe follow. I would appreciate it. For now, I say goodbye.